Good morning. I am Kevin Price. Delighted to be with you. Going to spend some time talking to you about you and your business. On today's program, we've got a lot to cover, and I'm going to jump straight into it with our very first guest, Mark Stevens. And we're going to talk a little bit. We did, as you know, as the listener knows, we do a lot of different articles on practical topics, and I like to say rubber meets the road topics when it comes to business. And I find the whole marketing services to the medical and legal professionals to be very interesting. It's kind of a unique niche of its own. And Mark Stevens, he's the best-selling author of the book Your Marketing Sucks. And we're going to talk a little bit about reaching these are doing outreach for professionals, and specifically some of the problems that businesses of all types have when it comes to marketing. Mark, welcome to the program.
Thank you so much.
Tell us a little bit about your background, yourself, and your book.
Well, I'm a lifelong entrepreneur. I started when I was actually a teenager, building businesses, selling them, and always had an interest in marketing, but I was not a marketing person because I felt it was the best way to grow any business, professional practice, anything. That you could not be a well-kept secret. You had to develop a brand for your practice or your business, and you had to be able to communicate that brand effectively to the marketplace. And after I sold not this business that I have now, which is celebrating its 20th year, it's the marketing firm of MSCO. I sold a business before this 20 years ago, and I had a chance to think what I wanted to do next. I turned to marketing because I couldn't find a marketing firm, as I went through the years with my businesses, that did a good job. I thought they all, pardon my French, sucked. I wrote a bestseller called Your Marketing Sucks. And I started to think through why was I always disappointed in the marketing firms. I realized they didn't understand anything about how to grow an entity, whether it's a practice or a commercial business. And so I decided to focus on and build a firm that focused on, how do you grow entities, enterprises, practices, small and large, to the next level. And that's what we do every day. And I have a philosophy about that guides our firm.
You're in marketing in general. You're an expert in marketing in general. What is unique about the professionals, the legal professionals, the CPAs, the doctors, those type of things?
But we work with them all, by the way, dental, medical, legal, etc. And there's a couple of problems. First of all, the two main problems are most are uncomfortable with marketing, thinking that it's somehow non-professional, which is not true. And my feeling is that a professional should not look at marketing as quote-unquote marketing, but as educating people about what they do. For example, tomorrow we have one of our clients is a personal injury lawyer who specializes in a number of things. So one of the things we're going to talk about is about victims of dog bites. And one of his areas of specialty is that. And so will you educate people? Somebody gets bitten by a dog, they don't know what to do. A professional doesn't have to market per se, but explain, what are my rights? Who do I turn to? Who do I negotiate with? What are my settlement amounts? So anyway, we have a series of vascular clinics as a client. Well, there's so many things that a vascular surgeon can do that people don't know about. They may have hidden time bombs in their bodies, and if they get education from a professional, they'll turn to that professional to use their services. So one thing is that there's a fear of being unprofessional, and I think if they just twist it around and see it as educating people, they'll feel differently about it. And secondly, professionals tend to want to market the way every other professional does. So if a lawyer, dentist, whatever, dental practice wants to, urological practice, for example, we have urological practice as a client. They tend to look at all the other urological practices and try to copy them. Why would you do that? You want to stand out from them. You want to create a brand. A brand is a good thing. Columbia Presbyterian Hospital in New York has a brand. The Cleveland Clinic has a brand. A brand is not a cheap thing. It's a way for people to identify excellence. Those are the two areas that I think that complicate the lives of professionals and often limit their ability to grow, especially at a time like this when they have all kinds of rules and regulations and pressure on fees. Being able to identify yourself as a practice that is unusual and exceptional, and even if you don't think you are, we just have to pull it out of you. That's a major, provides major leverage for your practice.
Yeah. So a lot of it is even just getting over some initial resistance that that they think is contrary to their oaths, whatever their oaths were, either as medical professionals, legal professionals, or whatever. So you got that initial prejudice, in addition to just a lot of ignorance that people in whatever business they're in just aren't experts at marketing, and they know they need it, but they don't know what to do about it. You've got this additional, I guess you could call it a prejudice that you have to deal with.
Yeah, I mean, one should never feel conflicted by a professional designation and the ability to let the world understand a little bit of what you understand so that they can be better take care of their health, their rights, the things that professionals tend to. And if people until he got into trouble, so to speak, Dr. Oz was a perfect example of a physician. Don't forget, he spent many years as chief of thoracic cardiosurgery at Columbia Presbyterian. Before he started to get well-known and start to advise people on ways to make their health better and build a brand, he was just another doc. Was a prominent doc, but just another doc. Once he built the brand, he still practiced medicine as well as having a TV show. But he also advised people on things to look out for, how to eat better, how to feel better, how to exercise more, how to live longer. Those kinds of things are embedded in professionals' knowledge base that should go out on the Internet, in social media and PR and other things, other channels like that. None of them have to be expensive at all. But you sit there quietly, and you are what we call a well-kept secret. People don't find you, and then you're just left to complain about the fact that the insurance fees are going down.
Mark Stevens, he's been our guest, and I appreciate him spending some time with us. I want to encourage the listener to check out YourMarketingSucks.com. Yes, memorable words. That's why I chose this. You gave me a couple of domains, but this one I think will stick with you. And I think he's right. I think most marketing out there is sorely lacking, and I love what he brings to the discussion. Also, check out Mark's article over there at priceofbusiness.com. When we come back, much more for you. You're listening to The Price of Business.